Why would an Eldritch being pursue a small town cop? Let's talk about it. Let's chat about it. Let's think about it, bestie. So I'm thinking that an Eldritch, even a semi-Eldritch being, is going to have concerns that perhaps are farther reaching than what humans would care about, like greed or, lust or love or power and things like that. Power, I don't know, maybe that would be one. But I do have a few little ideas, little possibilities, okay? The first one is that perhaps the protagonist is also an Eldritch being, either unknown to the protagonist or they know. And I feel like either option opens interesting story paths to go on. Second idea that I thought of was perhaps this villain is not the biggest bad in the neighborhood. Perhaps there's something about this protagonist, whether it is that they are also an Eldritch being or that they are, there is something about them that would cause them to be perfect for the villain's purposes of maybe joining up in some kind of way, either against their will, like I am going to absorb you into my being, or like as a teammate type of thing in order to combat the coming greater evil. However, that takes the story potentially in a whole other direction, like especially if the asker of the question actually wants this villain to be the main villain, the biggest bad in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? And then the third one is that perhaps the villain and the protagonist are pieces of the same whole. They are of the same source and substance. Maybe the villain has been going around absorbing and collecting others who are part of this whole. Perhaps maybe the protagonist is the last one, or maybe they're just the next one on the chain. Those I think are going to be my ideas. Let's keep it short and sweet. Okay. We don't have enough information to go super, super deep.